a herbalism degree or learning about herbalism. So depending on where you are in the world, that means a different thing, and different universities offer different things. What I have found is a really remarkable resource. I'm in Australia and I am currently undergoing my advanced diploma for Western Herbalism here in Australia. But I'm also a member of this the Matthew Wood Institute of Herbalism, this site which I'm reviewing today. I love it. It's worth every cent. It's actually really, really cheap. There's so much information here and up-to-date information. They're constantly putting in really amazing tutorials, and there's a whole group of different herbalists that come together underneath the same banner and talk and communicate, and it's just the most fabulous resource. So whether you're already a herbalist, whether you're a studying herbalist, or whether you're just at home and you're really, really interested and want to do this for your family, this website is absolutely phenomenal. So I'm going to give you a quick, you can see my screen, so I'm going to give you a quick rundown. So I'm part of two, so the website, you can buy just one particular program, say on female reproduction or intuitive development, things like that. Or you can get the library, which I'm a part of, which has got all of those courses in it, and we're going to go through and have a look at that today. And if you want to actually get certified through the Institute on any particular one of these courses, you just pay a little bit of an extra fee for that, but it's not necessary. You don't have to do that. You've also got which you can see here, Matthew Wood's A to Z medical media. So this is Materia Medica. So this is this is on top of the library that I pay. So I think this is $8 a month in the library. So that's US. In the library I pay, I get it a little bit cheaper because I got it at a great special, but I think it's still really cheap at about $45 US a month. So with the amount of information in here, and if herbs and natural medicine is your passion, that's so cheap. Anyway, okay, so let's have a look. So this is, if you do become part of the Institute, you can log in and you get a dashboard, and it's all really easy to use and get around. You can come in and search for the particular thing you're looking for here. Over here is the A to Z. So this week I've got a course coming up on Thursday my time. So they have really good times. So if you're in Australia, so there's a course on herbs for the digestion coming up this Thursday, and it's between 11 and 12 our time in Australia, in Queensland. And if you do miss it, or you're at work or whatever, they've usually got it back up and put into this area. It's a Zoom call. They've usually got the recording put into the area within 24 to 48 hours. So it's really quick turnaround. So let's have a look. So these are all of the different A to Z. So if you pay that fee, so if you say just wanted to start off and see whether you liked it and just did the A to Z in the Materia Medica, you would come in and instantly have available all of these courses. So most of these are an hour to 2 hour long. So wolf and deer medicine. So you see how here it's got Matthew Wood, who's the amazing owner, creator of it, but he's also with different herbalists and different, so Amanda Nicole, Chris Patton. So you get available the text, the video, and the audio. Homeopathy. I paid for this course a separate one of this, where I got my homeopathy, cell salts and minerals for herbalists, and I got the certificate for that, so I paid a little bit extra, but I actually bought it outright before I got into the library. Again, seasonal allergies. This was a really good one. There's so many in here that I've looked at, and I come back and I look at again and again, because once you start listening to them, there's so much information in that hour or 2 hours, because it's a conversation between two or sometimes three really, really accomplished herbalists who are speaking their mind through their practice. It's just amazing stuff. Anyway, so then you can come back to your dashboard. So remember, I have the A to Z plus I have the library. So this is basically the library. This lets you know how much is actually in here, why I wanted to do this video. So this intuition one is really good, and I know there's a few of my friends who are interested in this. So with this intuition one, they teach you, one of the main guys who helps put this together and make this whole site function, is a remote viewer and has worked for many years previously doing this as a profession. And in here they teach you the basics of how to do it. It's a really, really great course. Go and have a quick look. So you get, where are we going? Let's have a look at here. So you have actually different tasks to do, and it's really good. I did it, and because I'm also really, really intuitive, so I thought I'll breeze through it. But I found this really interesting because it was coming from a very masculine point of view and very governmental, being able to teach people and scale it point of view. Whereas with my intuition, I've just touched something and it's like a free flow for me. Whereas this taught me how to come in and be able to understand perspective within my intuition, and when I'm seeing things in other people's lives and things like that. Also, how to be able to make it where it's not quite so random, where I can actually have control about where I go, what I do, what I see. So it was really interesting for me, even though, again, I'm a really accomplished intuitive and have been doing it in practice, in clinical practice, and being paid to do it for over 20 years now. Been dreaming and having premonitions since the earliest memories. Some of the earliest memories I have are those. This course was really, really good. I found it really interesting, and I wouldn't say difficult, but it was really, it taught me skills, whereas before, as I said, a lot of my intuition is quite abstract until I get in there, and it's taken me a lot of years to understand my own language and other people's language and how that is interpreted. Whereas this was a really amazing course where it taught me structure to do with the intuition. So if you do get the library, I highly recommend this and doing the remote viewing course and lessons through there. Really powerful. So a different take on your intuitive development over here. And so also too, what I've found with this as well, so you'll see here they've got the dates, so they have it, some really old courses which are still really interesting, and then they've updated it. So these guys are really on the ball with updating it. They're not scared of learning and moving forward. They're not stuck in the old ways. I find it really interesting listening to them talk to each other, because often, or sometimes, the different herbalists don't agree, or their language is different, and I really like watching the way that they actually come together and be able to deeply respect each other in those differences and learn from each other. And yeah, it's such a powerful, powerful thing. So you've got your intuition, you've got some really good ones for very specific seasons, your body types and constitutions. This is interesting. You've also got a couple of those for different dates. Because I'm a remedial therapist, I've watched this one quite often. The endocrine system, pulse and tongue evaluation is really, really interesting. This is coming, yeah, more into your more shamanic stuff, which again I really, really like. Your herb walks, these are really fun. They're actually out in the garden or in the forest and looking at the plants in the wild or as they're growing. So you're not just getting textbook knowledge, you're actually getting to see it and hear and understand the plants where they are, as well as much as you can online. So Lace Wolf is amazing. She's really good. Again, you'll get to know all of these different herbalists. They're quite amazing people. I have a book with this one too. This is really interesting. There's a lot of Native American knowledge in and mixed throughout this because it is American. herbal tonics. Cancer Journey, I've also paid for this one separately as well before I joined the library. Still really amazing, really interesting stuff. I learn a lot about Mary Pat herself coming through cancer. So again, this is that seasonal stuff I was talking about earlier, and Lise Wolf is great. She's very hands-on, very practical, very to the point, but also really funny. Spring walks. So the pulse and tongue. So this is how I say before you get, you say that might be the 2015, but then they've done another one, and you get both. And so for the 2019, this is my next one I'm going to do, the intelligence of nature. Really start diving back into that. Real Spirit Journey is interesting. I really like this. This is, of all of you guys who know me, this is really quite left of center, and I really dig it. There's a lot of stuff in here that they talk about that I'm really amazed to hear spoken about, because it's stuff more to do with my spirituality and understanding about different things that I haven't really heard spoken about before, or not very often. So I really like the bravery of these guys as well. And then you get the really practical, like the very, almost not college learning, but very practical, very concise. It's not all just airy and fairy. It's very, again, I don't even want to say scientific, because that brings it up about an idea that things can't move and grow, and because nature, how can you really call that scientific? But very methodical, very practiced way of understanding how to do things, and do things really well and safely. So that you got a lot of those courses through here as well. The astrological medicine, I'm doing through Judith, another course, another site, which is by the same guys actually, which I'll do a review on as well. So I'm doing the medical astrology, and I thought I would just breeze through it because I've been studying this stuff for a really long time, and wow, totally mind blowing. And it's taken me, it's just a completely new language, but even more than that, it's amazing, but really powerful. So well recommended to go and have a dive into there if you want to get your brain and everything expanding and learning new stuff. This herbal skills assessment I found really interesting as well. Your botany, so again, coming back into your natural sciences, language of nature. This one is, again, really interesting. I know there's a lot of you who understand the methylation factor, and this is worth you even just getting it for a month just to be able to listen to this course. Once you get it for a month, though, you'll keep it, I promise. I shouldn't promise things, should I? But it's really amazing once you get in and start having a look at the information here. The cost definitely pales in comparison. Yeah, this one I saw the start. So what they'll often do is they'll do a teaser so that you get a smaller version of it, where you get just the introduction basically, and decide if you want to do it. And I watched the introduction of this one, and so I'm really actually interested in diving in, because again, Culpepper was very much about the astrology as well, and really good old world herbs. So as you can see, there is so much in here, and there's more coming into it every month. Like, it doesn't even just sit with this. So this is, I paid for this one separately, and I think this one. So what they've done is they've actually brought it all together so that you can come in and do it without having to buy them all separately, which is where I'd started. But this is such a better idea. They've done really well. Anyway, so they give you a calendar of when everything's on. You have an online community where you can go and talk to people and ask questions. One thing I did want to show you, we might go back to the first one. So if you want to ask questions, let's do I love Solomon seal, thanks to this website. So let's do the video. So we're just going to make sure. So if you want to have it ask, if you're watching a video and you've got questions about that video, and it's 2 o'clock in the morning and you can't sleep and you're watching it, you can come over here, and I won't actually do it, but click on here and put in your question. And I've really found they're really amazing at getting back to it. Even Matthew or just whoever's in that video often um, will come back and answer you in different ways, either to say thank you if it's appreciation that you're giving, or if it's a question that you've got up. So you have this way of doing it, but you also have, as I said, coming into the community and doing it as well. Got help. Tara is amazing. She's I think they've got a few more people on now as well. Really, really good. They'll get back to you really quickly. Totally, totally awesome people. Not grumpy, not rude. You don't need to be worried about anything like that. So really good behind the scenes network. And yeah, so there's a link somewhere around here, even if it's the video, it might be above or below. Go in and have a look. You can, as I said, for the small price, so whether you're doing the library sampler or you're doing the A to Z, which is at $8 a month, which is so beneficial, just to see whether you like it. I so recommend this if you're in any way interested in natural medicine and herbs for yourself and your family, or even if you're as I am, in training, or if you're already a practiced herbalist. This site is amazing.